Hey guys, it's Diana. It's Chat and Create today. That's what I call it. I haven't in a while, but it is Chat and Create. I am getting you guys up here in the iPad. Well, today, I'm trying to get this done, all right? We're going to do, open it up. We're going to do those carrots. And I do have a tracer in there. Here's the carrots. I got fancy stuff over here. Lots of projects. And I got a little ATC trick today, which I learned from somebody else who does this for a living. Hold this right here real quick. I had to put this up on the cute, huh? This is an 8x10 board canvas. If you do it bigger, I think it would be okay. 11x14, just center it more. All kinds of tools. So I got a few extra things we're going to do this week. If you're, hey Barb, I'm going to try the busted canvas. I'm using Dollar Store, not today, canvas. What you do is you have one flat one, then you have one stretch canvas. And I'm thinking, I might do a bunny, and I'm going to do kind of a basket look on this outside part, and the inside part, some kind of summery, maybe flowers or something. And then you cut it and you glue. And I'm thinking about putting a little, I got some like grass, Easter grass in there. And then I got some transfers, you could just paint on some eggs, but I think it would look cute. So I'm gonna give that a try. And I bought two sets, one to try out and then one to show you guys. So that's gonna be another day. Hey Sue, hey Jerry. So that's something we're gonna do next week, the busted canvas. And the tracer I just put in here about an hour ago. I've been doing a little closer when I do the class. That way people will come for the class and not just like grab the tracer and go. So anyways, sounds kind of selfish, but you know, I do a lot of work. So I kind of want people to see what I'm doing too, you know. Anyways, so I have something that's pretty neat that I'm going to show you. I don't need that. I take multimedia classes with Jamie in her business groups together. And okay, that's right. I gotta turn it back on. But we did this thing. I measured it out, and it looks kind of like a dumb thing. But if you're like doing a bunch of ATCs, you gotta like. I know that like Barb trades in another group. She does. I think she's mostly like this kind of artist. She just does. She likes doing the small stuff. Doesn't want to come on. Oh, why do we got me in settings? I don't want settings. I don't know what you're doing. I hit the wrong button, guys. So, I got this. I am going to download this after class. It looks stupid, but it's enough for 9 ATCs. And I am going to take a bunch of paints, and I'm going to make this haul like crazy. And then you could cut out, and you'll have 9 backs or fronts for your artwork, for your cards. And I measured them exactly like the cards, so they'll fit right on. You could do 2 sides or 1 side, however you want to do it. All right, come on, I gotta get this where I need to be. I need to be in groups. Some days, guys, I don't know. So as you know, it's a long story, but basically the story is that Facebook is now, we have to store our own stuff, which, you know, like I do my emails, I have, you know, Constant Contact, I store all my emails, Google, I have to pay for extra storage. I have like billions of stuff in my business part and on my phone, so I pay for that. So I understand why they want us to do it, but mostly it's just the live video, so you'll be able to see reels and posts, but all the videos now will be 30 days. And I just got notice, like, seems like every hour I got one, and to delete or download. I've been working on it. They finally called me back, and I'm getting all the ones from the last 3 years that were on the other part. And this one I have all of them. I got them all downloaded. It was a project. There was 50 videos, and well, there's a few more I still got to get, and then I'm just downloading. I haven't put everything over to YouTube yet because pain. It's a lot of work. So just to let you know, you guys subscribe. And in the future, I will probably just send you over there if you want to watch something. Or if there's one particular one, we can do a link. So I can send you over the link for different things. So in my private group, you know, I don't want them out there because they, you know, they pay for that. So I'm putting that private, and anybody that's in my group now will get the link, but they will only let people in that I have their email in that link on YouTube. So just be aware that if you want to be in my group sometime in the future, you'll be able to do both. Same thing though, 30 days. That's the way they're doing it. So I know it's a big explanation, but that's what's going on. I don't know if every part of the country, maybe another artist doesn't know what you're talking about, but they do that. They roll stuff out. I've been doing this 5 years. They roll stuff out, you know, but sometimes I'll get it before they do, and which is good because then you can find out what's going on. All right, so in the meantime, let me turn this around. Show you what I'm going to do the back of this paper. Who's up here? Who's up here today? Let me put everybody up here so I know I got this centered. You can't hear me, Sue? Well, I can hear me, so I don't know what's going on. What's it saying here? Okay. Anybody else not hear me? Can everybody hear? Can you guys all hear me? Usually if I can hear on the iPad, if I'm talking on the iPad, that means you can hear it. Can you guys all hear me? So I can hear it on the iPad. Usually if I can hear on the iPad, if I'm talking on the iPad, that all right, you might be cutting up too, Sue. I'm not sure because it's coming in here. I'm going to shut the sound off here in a minute. It's been so glitchy. Facebook has been so glitchy. Everybody's making comments about it, so it's nothing probably you're doing. And there's a lot of storms here. It's been raining all day, so it's cold. All right, so what I got was I got some different things. I'm going to mess this back of this up. Then we can cut it, and we'll have all these little cards. I'm just going to do it real quick. I don't have to cut all of them. But I got, like, the back of a muffin thing. I got a scraper. I got some pens. And what else did I bring up here? I don't know. I got a bunch of different things. We're going to do it. So, oh, and we could do, we're going to do that after. Show you what I'm going to do that thing we did the other day. This thing I got at the Dollar Tree. I love this thing. You can do that right in the back here. I'm not going to make them real perfect, though. Do a crayon. See, this way you're going to save yourself a lot of time. You're going to have... Now, the copier came out dark like that, but you, depending on your setting, you might be able to have a lighter. So I got to look at the setting on that. It just seems funny. I see a couple colors on there. Now, you could do something a little more strategic, but the idea is to get a lot done at once. Save yourself some time. If you're doing, like, you know, a bunch of them, you know, you want to do, like, maybe give everybody one for the holidays. And I'm going to, hold on, I want to tell you who the winner is for the contest this month, for the challenge. I'm going to wait on the ATCs because you guys got till Monday. You guys got till Monday, so come on here. I love looking for random stuff and doing this. That's good. And you just take some colors. You can just, like that. And you you can scrape on some color just by shoot. I'm using the colors I'm going to use in the painting because it's right here. It's a great way to use leftover paint too. You could do several of these. You know, some people don't, like sometimes I do the jelly thing, but you don't have to. You can just use what you got. Grab some things from around. If you got paint, a piece of paper, you can do this. I got some Posca pens. Just going to shoot fixing here. I think you get the idea. A little abstract. You can't hear me either? What the heck? Alright, hold on. Hold on. Now I'm getting sound up on my iPad. Sue says she can't hear me either. Now I'm getting sound up on my iPad. Sue says she can't hear me either. I don't really think it says. Hold on. Enhance the sound. Can you guys hear me yet? Enhance the sound. Can you guys hear me yet? I have no idea, guys. Everything's plugged in, everything's showing up, so I have no idea. You could just watch. If the sound kicks in, it kicks in. I have no idea, guys. Everything's plugged in, everything's showing up, so. Okay, the sound's back. All right. Now it's louder. I got everything all the way to loud and I enhanced everything. All right. All right, so you can see, like, you can download. Hold on. It's louder. I got everything all the way to loud and I enhanced everything. Okay. All right, good. Good. All right, so you can see, like, you can download. Hold on. I gotta turn this off on my laptop. You got sound, Sue? Okay. Can you hear, Sue? Good. That's my sister-in-law. My sister's my husband's sister. You get sound, Sue? Love-in-law. Right? Love-in-law. All right, so that's my sister-in-law. My sister-in-law. It's so loud in here. All right. Right? Love-in-law. All right, so I can't get the sound off now. It's so loud in here. Can you still hear me? Can you hear me? I turned it off on this. All right, so this piece of paper, like these with the sections, are downloadable. I'm going to put it on after the class. So now you'll be able to do whatever you want. Do it big all over the background. And then when you go to cut it, you'll have 9 pieces for 9 cards. And I traced the cards after I measured it. So it's the exact same shape as the cards. And they will fit. It looks kind of weird when I did it, but when you get done, however you do it, you'll have yourself a little something. You can add to them, but you'll have a bulk. You'll have a bunch of them. You can save them and just set done. So that is, if you go to like the library and get these things, get yourself a bunch of copies and you can do them. So that was just, I wanted to show you that. I thought that was interesting. Save me some time when I got to do a bunch. Oh, please put anything. I just finally went and got my bins, guys. Went to Dollar Tree earlier. Went by myself. Didn't have to use anything but my cane. I'm so happy today. I know it sounds stupid, but it's been a rough year with my leg. Trying some new medications, and this seems to be working, so. All right. Tough getting old. All right. Put this over here. So, let's get this started. Now, you should have this. All right, guys. And the colors are white, sorrel apple. It's like a light green. And then I got a fuchsia, royal fuchsia. I got a dark green. This is actually, I go through a lot of green. I'm going to start buying big bottles. This is Shamrock one, but this is Apple Barrel. It's the only dark green I have. And a nice bright orange. And I got a couple pinks here. So this is what I got on the palette right here. I'll turn it. Good. All right. I have no idea. There's been so many glitches. I'm so afraid something's going to come unplugged. All right. And, you know, I can't explain the stuff that goes on. It's just crazy stuff. Just crazy stuff, guys. And I told you, make sure you sign up for, subscribe for YouTube, guys. Don't forget about it, because at some point, after 30 days, everything will be gone except for posts and stuff. And reels. So I'll be posting more reels in this group, all my groups. But everything will be links. Sometimes it'll be links over to the other group. So, to YouTube. So there's my green, my pink, my lime, my orange, and my white. Now, the only thing you might not have, but you could just do a small, I'm going to do this bottom part with my, my funky little brush. It's called a rake brush. And I have a couple of them. So these are actually old Donna Dewberries. I don't even know if they even make anymore. These are like probably 30 years old. I've had a long time. All right, so what I'm going to, I left the background out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the, look at a round brush. I'm going to take a round brush, my favorite one. I'm going to wet it and dry it. You guys know that when these are acrylic brushes and they dry out really easy, but this is not water paints or watercolor. So if you don't wet this brush before you paint, it won't be good. So it's better to wet it, but dab it, because if you get it too wet and it dribbles like water paint, it'll eat right through the acrylic and it'll be lumpy and you can't fix it. So just be aware that you should always wet your brush first. You can go quite a while before you gotta wet it again. The smaller the brush, the more you're going to get it wet, but only to get it wet. And dab, not to soak the paint. It should go on like polish. If you got a bigger brush, you're going to be watering less, because obviously it's going to hold more water. All right. And you can shape it too. You can shape it with the water. I like a nice point on mine. All right, so I'm going to start with the background color, which is orange. But I'm going to add some white. It's going to be a really pale orange. Pretty pale. Oh, so I gotta pick the winner. This month's challenge goes to Lori. Yay, Lori! Congrats. She did like all the stuff. She did the 2 beer mugs, which was hysterical. I was shocked to see them. She did some leprechauns. She did the leprechaun with the rainbow. She did like all of them. So, and the new one will be released for April, which I'm working on, which I think I might put butterflies in. Will start, obviously, the 1st. I'm going to wait on the ATC, because that gives everybody till, Monday to get their ATCs in. Okay, so this, Lori, congrats, girl. She's been going to town lately. All right, so orange and white, and I'm gonna like make a really pale background here. And I'm not gonna try to, when I do these paintings, I trace over them after I do them. So when you go to do these, if you have to go over some of this, you can see them if you do it dark enough. You won't have to worry about going over these. That I just did with the back of my brush. So I didn't really have to do those little circles because they're just the back of my brush. So if you need to go around them or over them, you can change where you're going to put them. Don't worry about it. You can, as long as you got the picture, you can pretty much follow if you miss a few circles or something. Just kind of an abstract little fun painting. Carrots are big now. I just bought some from the Dollar Tree. They're stuffed. They're so cute. I got a bunny I got from Walmart's. I told you guys that after the house got destroyed, things just came up missing. I don't know. A lot of stuff happened, and, I had a lot of stuff. They had to store a lot of it. And we got so sick of going through it, they let me stay in the warehouse. They bought us pizza, and they were wonderful. Turn the heat on. They got up a table and chairs, and they were anything I wanted. They'd go get the pallet and bring it out, pallets of stuff. And finally, it was just like, we're just not going to open every box. So I'm afraid I gave away some beautiful Easter stuff. So anyways, long story short, I kind of have been bought a little bit more of that stuff this year. I have all my other stuff pretty much. Yeah, so. Yeah, you'd be surprised that you don't really need stuff like you think you do. I feel sorry for all these people and all the floods, and especially I just set the last of the paperwork, and it's been 2 years, 2 weeks ago? I mean, man, come on. It's just terrible. I got an insurance guy that does the insurance. What do they call them? He's an agent. If I didn't have him, I don't know. You got to have somebody who knows what you're doing. You give him commission, but I wouldn't have known how to do any of that stuff. I mean, it's my brother's suggestion. It was smart. There's just too much. Then you got the city with my house, and then you got the cops. They finally took that kid to court. Well, they just changed the court 2 years, but the kid had so many other problems, I guess. The one that went through my house. And then you got the city, inspectors and water department and just everything. It's just too much. So I couldn't imagine what these people are doing, especially when there is no police department. There is no nothing, It's got to be insane. I'm going to do this one a darker orange next. Let that dry a little bit. So I couldn't imagine what these people are going through with the floods and all that. Insurance companies are horrible, just horrible. Yep. Everything can change in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. All right. Get that one in orange. And this one, I'm going to do this background in orange too to start. I just use the orange straight on these first. But I got a cute little trailer now. I just ordered 2 lilac bushes. I got them. I planted them around the back porch. I put them in pots, and weather warms up, I'll put them in. And I ordered a small flowering. Well, it won't be small forever because it's all naked out here. It's a dogwood, cherry blossoming dogwood. Gonna be pretty. Doesn't get too big though. Only 15 foot or something. I don't want to look at anybody on that side of the road. It's really hot out there. I need some shade. And I've got some seeds going, some begonias, and I planted some marigolds and some zinnia. So, I don't know if I'm talking to helping me, but I got them. Jackie put the roses in, or the tulips last year. They're all come up. They're so beautiful. Well, they're up, but they're not some of them aren't flowering, some are. I got those little grape hyacinthus and the crocus. They're blooming. I bought a kit from Lowe's. They had it was cheap, maybe $25. There was 120 bulbs in it for every part of the season. So you start out with some smaller ones and they get bigger as the season goes on. I thought it was a good deal. So I'll have flowers, tulips and stuff the whole summer. All right, so we got that done. All right. Now we're going to start designing a little bit. You do this part dark orange. Same thing, I'm still using this round brush. If you notice, I haven't wet the brush yet, or you're working with a dirty brush. Don't worry about it. You're supposed to do that. The only time I'll kind of re-wet this is if it's supposed to go on like polish. So if you're going along and it's like not, it's not going on smoothly like polish, that means it's probably dried out. Now, when you do dry brushing, it's exactly what you want. You keep wiping the brush off and wiping the brush off until you get it dry. Then you just put a little bit of paint on just the ends, and then you dab it off or offload it. And it gives you a nice dry texture looking. Different applications. Cute little painting. I want to start doing those specialty classes. You guys heard me talk about them. Like habit stacking and find your style and right brain, left brain. But until I get this YouTube thing all figured out, because they only give me until June 23rd, and it's not easy getting all them in there. And I gotta make sure I can put it on my computer. It was a whole thing just getting them on the computer. I was doing both and then uploading. You download it from the Facebook and upload it to YouTube. Well, it was like 2.5 hours to do 10. So now I'm just downloading and kind of going through and see if I got everything. So, it's a lot of work. All right, so now let's do there's these purple marks. Let's go through with that fuchsia. Who's on here? I got this up here. What's up, Doc? How now, brown cow? You live in an apartment, Lori? My daughter, she just moved, the one I told you lives in New York. She lived in, if you guys know what a walk-up, they're awesome walk-ups, but it's really kind of smaller, old homes. But it's like one great room, there's one bedroom. The girl, my granddaughter's into 10, so she finally went to an apartment, and it's 7th floor. And it's got an elevator, but I don't know. I'm not big on heights, but she showed a picture. She could see the whole Manhattan. It's beautiful at night. But I always thought maybe she wanted to live in something other than an apartment. But I'll tell you, the thing about an apartment is you can only keep so much stuff. It's when I had an apartment, you didn't have a lot of stuff, which is a good thing. You get a new puppy? Oh! Okay, now you hear something. I just put a thing in there to get the noise out of the background. Enhance for reduce background noise. I don't know. No idea. It's a French dog. What is it? A French bulldog? Aww. I don't know. My daughter's supposed to be getting me a cat, but I don't know. My other daughter's trying to trip over it. But I want a kitty cat. Oh, they took the painting. Well, if you got a picture of it, you can recreate it. If you have a copier, you know how to work the copier. You can blow it up. You could have it almost the size of the painting. I've done many times. That's how I do. When I do Paint Your Pet, they send me the picture, and then it's small. I get it in my email. It's like this big. And then I put it in the computer, and there's ways you make it bigger or smaller. And I know what size I have to put it on that lamp. I showed you that class that we did. And I put it under the lamp, and then I blow that up and down. So there is ways of, if you got a painting and you want to redo it, if you're good with your copier, you can make it big. Like I will take, say like a big size painting, take a picture, reduce the size, and then I buy canvas paper for my copier. I sell prints sometimes. And I will size it down so that the print will come out on the canvas paper. People love it. And, you know, you can sell them for less money, but that way you ain't got to get rid of your painting either. It took me a long time to figure that out. So, things you learn. I learned some new stuff last week, too, about that. Your daffodils are blooming. Yeah, I just got the they're up. The crocus are blooming. And those little grape hyacinthus, little purple and yellow crocus. And I don't see them come up yet, but they're late bloomers. Those big bulb, the round things, the garlic allium. So I don't see anything yet, but they're like a summer flower, so they might be not moving yet. You know, you see Joe Allen gets on here. She makes all kinds of somewhere over the rainbow. I love that song. You know what else? My favorite movie when I was a kid was The Unsinkable Molly Brown and The Sound of Music. The hills are alive. My daughters, I had like all the 8 tracks of all the women, you know, girl movies like that, because my daughters all love them. They still do. Oh, I don't know. When I got Sam, there's a fancy place out here, and I sent my husband because I didn't want a dog. I had put 2 other dogs down, and it broke my heart. I'm still not good. And I said I didn't want another one. Well, he was going blind. And I says, well, if you end up getting a blind dog, because they had talked about it with the doctor, you can't keep both. So, of course, you know what happens is when I got the dog for him, the dog was more attached to me than it was the dog, or him. So, we got I sent him out to get it. I said, it's the only dog I ever paid for. Right, it's $200, which is nothing. And, it was the only one there. It was like in a dark garage. It had all these papers it had chewed up. It smelled like it just had a bad stink. The dog wouldn't go near anybody. It was shaking all the time. The dog was abused, you know. So sometimes just because it's a better price or you think it's in a good area or they say that they're puppy people and they raise puppy, doesn't mean anything, you know. And I got the paperwork, a big deal, you know. So the dog had nothing but problems all his life. And towards the end there, like I said, I could probably get another year or 2 out of him. But he was just a mess. He had tumors all over him. And, you know, he was anxious all the time. He'd tear the house up. He did that when he was a baby. And I trained him not to do it. And he started doing it again. The last couple seizures that he had, something changed. He was a little crazier, more than normal. He had a lot of bad habits, but dogs do. So it was sad, but I loved that dog. You know, that dog loved me. You know, he was crazy. But you had to be careful having kids around and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So that's bad. Well, I wish you good luck because, yeah. Yeah, it's tough. All right, so I'm going to turn this back around. It used to be you could get a dog anywhere, you know, people give them to you. But now, and I don't know, sometimes I think the ones that were like Heinz 57s, you know, they had a little bit of everything in them. I'm doing the pink now. They were like just healthy, you know. I mean, they could eat a truck and they'd be just spit it up and they're good. You know, now everything made him. He had one problem after another. It didn't stop, you know. Really felt sorry for the old man. And I hated doing it. Oh, I hated it. But I did it. All right, so now there's like little pink squares in here. So I'm just going to do a few of the pink squares. Really, they're not really squares. I just kind of made them as square as possible. I put them in for you guys, but you can do what you want. Now, I did some with the Posca pen, too. So I'm just doing some pink. We're going to finish this with, that's why I got these pink and the white Posca pen. Or you could use a really small detail brush, too, like a rigger. And that'll make these lines a lot evener, too, if you use a small brush. Let's see if I can get one out. Let's see where it is. Where is that? Wet your brush. Get a really small rigger. Really long. Not many hairs in the brush. Really tiny. Do a little more exacting. If you want to be this tedious. If not, just use a acrylic pen. Yeah, so I got plans here, guys, but I gotta get that YouTube done first. Got a couple of classes coming up I want to take. They're freebies, but I want to take them. Alright. Okay, so then over here too, I'm going to just take this small brush here too. See, this brush is dried out already because it's so small. You gotta wet it, dab it, pick up some more paint. So, whoops, a little too much water in there. It's at the ugly stage, guys. It's at the ugly stage. Don't freak out. It'll be good. It'll all be good. Alright, so now I did all the inside ones green, so let's get a bit brush and I'm gonna take that lime green and I'm gonna do all these little things right here with the end of my brush. Just do those little circles I made. Then come back and fix some of this background too. And you can add a few more if you want to. Yeah, so I just did the calendar. I do a calendar for the other group. You know, I'm going to probably, because I'm going to put in a tracer for that ATC paper, and then I'll do I have one from last year. We've been doing this quite a while now. I have one from last year, but I don't want to do the same one. So I got it in my Canva stored. I was just looking at it, and it's on my phone, but I didn't like what was on there, so I don't want to do just flowers. I think I'm going to save that for May. So I think like butterflies and what else do you guys think? Like maybe garden stuff? What else can you think that's like spring-like? I think butterflies are. Maybe, I don't know, tulips. What else besides just flowers? Garden tools, garden stuff in April. I'll do all the flowers, for May. But I could do some spring flowers, like maybe just tulips. What else? Lilacs, could do that. I forget what was in the list, so I'm just kind of fixing up where I missed. Hard to do this and talk. Go back over this orange. This is just on paper, but you can do this on canvas. I just didn't want to waste the canvas, so the original one is on a 8x10 canvas board. I think this is Dollar Tree too. I've been using a lot of their stuff. I mean, sometimes like I order usually in bulk, and sometimes the last time I ordered some small ones on Amazon, I was so disappointed. I got a pretty good deal. It wasn't a great deal. And I've gotten them off like Jerry's Artorama too, but sometimes it's not a good deal. So it all depends. So I've been doing a lot with just the paper and the small canvases. It doesn't take much room, and I can teach you a lot with these. So the only time I do any really big canvases now is in my group, because sometimes I don't have any teachers right now, but I might eventually get some teachers, and they're going to teach 11 by 14 or up. But I've been doing smaller ones in there too, because a lot of the artists, which I have too, have went to like this size. Where's it? We just did a painting last night. We did this. And this is a 12 by 16, which is a really great size for a paint party. We used to do all the 16 by 20s, but those things are gigantic. And people get really frustrated. So not only does it take less time, not necessarily, depends on the artist, but it's like, it does, people don't freak out on me. So, but the 11 by 14s, I would buy more of them from the Dollar Tree too. Same thing. I order, every now and then I get like some really good paintings out of there. So, or canvas. And I just feel them, and I can tell. And if they are a little dry or something, there's things you can wet the canvas, let it re-shrink, just spray it, both sides, let it dry. You can use a little gesso. There's a lot of things you can do. See, I'm just filling in alternate colors. I did have some orange in here too, so I'm going to do a little darker orange in here. Let me put orange one there. Just things you can do to kind of fix them a little bit if you have to. I very rarely do that, but I have done it. If you got time, I don't waste your time for a class. But that's a good size, 11 by 14. Where's it? To work with. I've been doing more of these right here. I got these to die cut. Sometimes they don't have them, but that's like a larger one. It's not as large as the next size, but it's a pretty good size. You can do a pretty good decent. And the thing is, 11 by 14, you can find the frames like anywhere. Sometimes even the Dollar Tree. And they're just a board, so the board will slip right in. Whereas unless you're into framing with the, like a lot of artists now just hang it up with the back on it like these. This is fancier on this one, but see that? You can hang it right up. This was, they had a good sale on these, but unless you're doing this type of painting, these gallery wrap don't have to be framed. So if you got to frame the other kind, it can get very complicated. That's why a lot of people end up going somewhere and getting it done. So when I only paint on certain sizes that I know I can get the frame. If I'm planning on framing it, sometimes I'm not, but if it's something I think is worth it, it's expensive to frame. So yeah, I took some classes and I had some books on it, but it's just you got to really know what you're doing. And sometimes a frame and a really good painting can make the painting. It really can. The wrong color. Sometimes people want to match it to the decor and it just doesn't look as good, It's like anything. You put on certain clothing, and if you don't have the right accessories, it can look really stupid. I mean, I'm not really into that, but just to tell you that. And now everything's more modern and laid back, so it's not something you really have to worry about. But like I said, with these 11 by 14 frames, you can frame them on just about anything. So, see, so I kind of made them just kind of random. I'm going to put some lines in there too. I think this I can see it. I'm going to outline all of it. And this one I'm going to do in white. So I'm going to get my white paint and my brush, same thing. I learned to stretch canvas. I can do that too, but sometimes unless I'm like, I just got such a good deal, I was thinking about doing that again. It's really not hard. And then, number one, I don't really have the room to do anything really, really big. But it's not all that hard. It can be expensive unless you're doing a lot of paintings. But I got such a good deal this last time at Michael's, it isn't worth it. A little dark green right here. I did a dark green right here. So they had, where did I get the deal for? I have to think about it. I just bought 25, 16, it's a pro deal. 16 by 20, the bigger ones. 35 delivered. That's like a little over $1, almost $2 a can, not even $2 a can, $1.50, $1.25. That's a good deal. But they don't run those specials all the time. Now, right now, they got buy one, get two off. I've been looking at it. I think it ends today. Buy one, get two off. And 2 weeks ago, I had some big gallery wrapped, and I got two large 36 by 48. And I got two of those. That's all they had left. And the next square down, I got 12 of them. It was like $43. So I got a lot of canvas. Nice kit. It's good kit. Level 2 and level 3. Because I plan to sell these for sale. I will put the links in my bio. You'll be able to buy each one. Just great paper. So that's another thing I'm working on too. So, but if you got to watch the sales, because sometimes it's like, unless I've used the canvas before, a couple places, I'm not crazy about Jerry Aramis. I don't know what they charge. And I have a friend that makes canvas for me if I want it. Not cheap, but he's not bad either. He'll gesso like 5 times, which is a lot. And it's smooth like a baby's butt. So, but I like the rougher texture, so he'll lay one off for me. It's just put 3, But he's very good at it, so he'll do big ones. But I have big ones. All right, so enough of that, right? So I'm going to take the dark green now. And you can use your small brush, or you can even just come back with your Posca pen. I have a green one here. I don't know if I'm going to use it or not, but what else today? Do this green. So I got a rose. Oh, it's kind of too wet. Really small brush here, but you can, like I said, you could use your acrylic pen. That's another thing. Now, Posca's big, and they do last forever, and I told you I figured out how I can fill them now. I seen a video. That is acrylic paint in them. But I got an off-brand right here, Christmas time. It's called Overseas, and I've since seen other acrylic ones, so look around. You don't have to. I got the last set I bought. I had never had the colored ones. It was $18, half off. Now, I take them off my taxes, but there is better priced ones. Well, Michael's you can go to, and you can buy individual colors and build your collection. You don't have to get into buying anything in bulk. I do have some of the things I use. I have my own list on Amazon, my Amazon store list, which I haven't looked at in a while. I mean, I was on it the other day, but I didn't really look through it good. I've since added products I'm using, but I think the Posca pens are on there, and some of the paper I use, and brushes, and the acrylic paint. I think I got the Apple Barrel one on there, the set. So if you want to go and look, see what I'm using in these classes, that's where you're going to look. Like I said, I got gesso in there. I don't remember. I have to go look. This is a pen. I'm looking at this now going, no wonder I can get this on eBay. Hold on. Green pen. So this is basically multimedia. I just went to the Dollar Tree to get bins. I bought 3 bins with lids. Jerry, I bought 3 of them. And I have 2 here, and I got one without a lid. But I'm going to see how these do, and if they do all right, I'm going to bag this some more. Well, I can't find my green Posca. I have So I am going to spend today and tomorrow cleaning all these drawers out and organizing. I'm going to do one with paper and one with my small stencils. And probably anything that I draw with will go in there, that I make marks with. No, I can't find my green now. I'll get this one up, that'll work. Well, I thought I had everything else, I guess not. So I guess you're painting on this green, but I can look at this, I used a marker. I think I'm going to use a bigger one. I'll be here all day. Here's a big one. I'll make bigger ones, that's all. Yeah, that'll work. Just go to Amazon and put Diana's list, or you can look in the list section if you have your own list. I think you might even see my Christmas list from a couple of years ago in there. Good times. Jamie's got all the book. I got to put my books that I want you guys. I told the ones that I read on here and Saturdays for inspiration. I never even thought of that, so I'm gonna put my books in there at some point. I have a lot of, different books I read that are about inspiration that I teach, like The Right Brain, Left Brain, The Artist's Way, Big Magic, all that stuff. I'm gonna list all my books too. So I'm just gonna do this with this big brush. Just kind of lay it to the side, you get like a little flare. You don't have to do exactly like mine anyways. Yeah, I'm thinking that might be a good idea too. I'll have to go look at them. But sometimes you just want to... No, somebody's reading that. Sometimes I'll catch all the information. I probably could make a list. That's what I was thinking, just make a list of the books. And then thinking, well, that would be a better idea then. Right? Than just listing everything. Then you can just go look. Make enough lists. See, I'm just kind of patting them on here because I can't find my green pen. Small brush for this. Crap, yeah, I guess it's supposed to warm up, but jeez, it's so cold. I was going to wash my car. Every time I go to wash my car or want to go outside, it snows, or it's cold, or it's raining. I was like, something. Is it me? It seems like it anyways. I know it's not true, but it seems like it. My daughter Jackie said it was beautiful all last week. She said every time that she had to go to work, it was nice out. Because one morning it was so crazy. She's going early a lot. So crappy. She says, the minute I walked inside, she goes, it like went up to 90 degrees. The sun was out. I said, sometimes it does seem like that, don't it? Okay. My granddaughter got her new car. Well, she'll get it next Wednesday. It's all ready. Well, it's not brand new, but for her, she had a really old car. So she's been staying with me until she gets her car. Using my car, of course. Told her I got up yesterday morning, she was making cookies. Oh my God, I can't stay on a diet. She makes the best chocolate chip cookies you have ever had. I'm not exaggerating. Okay. Hey Laura, hey Deb. How you doing, girl? How you doing, Deb? That's my sister Laura, the other artist in the family. Sissy, that's my little Sissy. Of course, they're all I'm the oldest, so they're all. I'm kind of the biggest one now, but technically I'm the oldest. We're the oldest, but not the smallest anymore. You been to Texas, Lori? Is it nice? I heard the weather's good. I don't think it's like here. All right. Okay, so now I'm gonna take, and I'm gonna oh geez, I ain't got my orange either. Well, I guess we're gonna outline these carrots with a pink one because I don't know where the orange one. They're probably on the floor somewhere. Yeah, I ain't got them. I'm not looking for them. So I want to outline these in pink. Which is going to be good, right? That'll be fine. Then you put a few lines in here just to kind of make it just an illusion that there's sections here. But you know, being creative is a good thing. So you do what you do. Always encourage everybody to do their own thing. So you can even just do different colors. You can do my colors. See, that kind of finishes it off when you use the pens. These are like the best invention. See, I had to use the green down here too, and I can't find it. But I got other acrylic pens. Let's see if this will work. I have brush pens. You guys know what these are? I hope it'll work on this paper. I don't know how to wet this. Some are watercolor, some aren't. Which one is this? This might work. Not as dark though. It's not dark enough. Let's try this one. Brush marker. This might be the acrylic one. Hold on. Yeah, this is acrylic brush. I got these from, I don't know if these came from Michael's or if they came from Art Supply. But these are dual chip acrylic fine tip. And then the other side has a fine. And then this side has a brush. Any kind of marker, you got to do. I could fix these up with this too, huh? Do another one here. I feel like it needs another one here. Put a few lines in there. Yeah, so I go. She never brings. My daughter has cats. She never brings. She has barn cats. She has a big old farm. She had a bunch of animals, but I don't know. Now it's been so long. I'm thinking she just been so busy. I wanted like a kind of a kitten, but I guess that's not going to work out. So I'm thinking now. I don't know. I was thinking last night. I think I might want a dog, but I won't want nothing that's a lot of work because they are work. I'm just going to start taking my pens and put some colors in. Only because with the baby you can train it. Sam was only like 6 months old when I got him. So I had the orange in here too, and I don't know where it is. So I don't know. But I wanted a small dog, you know. It was my husband's dog, but I wanted a small dog. And he just kept getting bigger. He was supposed to be a cockapoo, always supposed to be like 16 pounds or something, and he was almost 40, so you can't put him in your purse, you know. So I got green up in here, so I'm just going to take the back of my brush and use that lime green and kind of go in between here and put some green ones in. Oh, hold on. Try to get it on my brush, doesn't want to cooperate. Sometimes you get too much paint in the ends if you're doing it a lot. If you're doing a lot of circles, you have to make sure you kind of... I know the guys I worked with, we started painting with twists, he was getting mad when we... I love putting dots on stuff, so we get build up on the ends. It's sure would fit, so we'd have to go clean all the ends of the brushes. There you go, that's a little better. Real good buildup. I'm just kind of randomly putting these all over. There's also orange. We're going to do the orange too. I got dots in here because I made the tracer on this, so it's actually the tracer. And then do orange. Yeah, Jerry, remember when you came down to Spaghetti Warehouse? I took my thing down. I'm not doing that anymore. They had more problems down there, and they got all that construction. They tore the bridge down near there. It is such a mess. That place is about ready to go out of business. I don't know what's going on. It got sold to a company that buys and rents out property, and they wouldn't let them empty that Spaghetti Warehouse because, it was such a big space in the banking, because all they wanted was all the property that's rented with that. So they don't really care about that restaurant. It was just getting shoddier and shoddier. A lot of the antiques are gone, remember all the big old antiques? It's just not the same. The food is, it's gotten better. They got something new, but finally I wasn't getting a lot of business out of there, so I just took all my stuff. I said, sorry. So that was a few months ago, so I'm looking for a new place. That was kind of a freak thing, how that worked out, because I went in to do a show for somebody. I called up and I said, can I do a class here? And they said, yeah. And then he's like, why don't you just stay? So I ended up being there like 3 years doing classes. Towards the end, though, I wasn't getting much, but it was just, it's more about what was going on there. They were going through a lot of staff, and cook quit, and just the front window, the door of the place was broken for I don't know how long. And yeah, so now with all that construction down there, I'm sure they're not getting much business anymore. But it's a shame, because it was a beautiful place, Jerry. Jerry took some classes with me, her and her brother-in-law. It's a shame. Yeah. Storm in there where you are, Joanne? Yeah. All right, so I'll probably, like I said, I'm announce next week the ATC winners, and then I gotta get ready to send. Anybody who sends me ATCs, I send them back. So just so you know that. But this is that brush, the rake brush I was telling you about. If you ain't got a rake brush, you can just do lines. You see, I just kind of put those in there. Is that a tracer, or did I do? I erased that. I think this might be the tracer. I can't erase it. Oh yeah, no, it's pencil marks. I do a combination of both pens. This is not a copy though. This is I do that on the computer, then send them out. Yeah, so these are pencil marks. I must have did it after. I did this yesterday, I think. Was it yesterday or the day before? I don't remember. All right. So I'm going to take this rake brush, wet it, dab it. They do sell these because Jerry went and looked. They still make them, so I looked too since then. And I'm just going to pick up different colors and just make some little swirls. But one side's dry. It must have got wet. A little stiff here. I got to soften it up. Hold on. A little stiff. Must have got some paint on it. Different colors and just some green. And I'll go into the orange. And some pink. Shame. The place of food. I've been going there since my daughter was, Jackie's going to be 40 this next year. And me had Wednesdays off. And they had, I want to say, $5 spaghetti and meatballs. The kids eat free under like 7. Of course, I never got spaghetti meatballs, but I took her to dinner there a lot. And Jacqueline remembers like they have these big mirrors, twirling in the mirrors when she was little. She loved it there. We go in the warehouse? Yep. So that place has been there for a long time, but they're not taking care of it because it got sold, like I said, to, I want to say a Chinese company. And the city, it was in the paper, the city said you gotta keep that. You gotta keep that restaurant going. But I don't get the feeling they're restaurant people, you know. So it's sad. A lot of the other people pulled out of there that had different things they did there. So it's sad. All right, so we went. Yeah, a little cloud there. Let me show you. Cute, right? They never come out the same, guys. You see how it looks different on paper than it does on canvas, but that's normal. Sometimes people pick out their art according to what paper or canvas or medium that they're using. So that's pretty much it. Showed you ATC group, a new trick. I mean, I'm gonna have like a bunch of ATC cards now. I'll just cut these all out. I don't know if I want to do more stuff on this or not. I think they're fine. But it looks different once you cut them out, guys. When you cut the, slap it all on there and then just cut it out. Then, like I said, you can, when you put it on the card, you can still add more to the background. But you could do like 2 sheets and do one for the back, one for the front. I suppose you could put, you know how like on the back we do the stickers where you put like your name, you know, what you used and when you did it. You could probably do that too. I imagine you could probably even find it or make one stamp. But you could even just write it in too. Pretty cool. I seen it. I was so happy. I said, "Oh, that's a good idea. That'll save me some time." Oops. Kind of mix this one up a little bit. Round them out a little bit. Just so they're just going to look a little different. And you can put them on your cards with your paste or your glue, and then, you know, stickers. I got some really cool stickers you guys are going to be getting in your Happy Mail and your ATC. That you guys go on like that. I don't like Temu, but go on that Shein. And they got a ton of stuff. I went to the Dollar Tree today, and they got a lot of stickers and stuff too. They had some cute things. But I literally got some of the stuff for like under 80 cents. It's like the more you spend, and I didn't spend like $21. I got like 2 shirts, a pair of pants. Oh. And what else? And 2 types of stickers. And some surprise gifts for you guys. It was not bad. If you spend, I think I had to pay for shipping. If you spend over a certain amount, you get shipping. But I had some coupons. I got some coupons for Michael's too. So I get some good deals. I hate the idea that, you know, they run those sweatshops and stuff. But, you know, I don't know why we can't do that stuff here. I don't get it, but that's just me. All right, so you guys, there's some more. Fun, huh? So I will see you guys next week. I'm going to start my, on Tuesdays. I just made a calendar. I think it's going to be... It's on here. I got it right here. I just made part of my schedule for April. I think I'm going to start doing them on the 15th. Palette Knife Tuesdays, probably a couple times a month. Just Tuesdays at, I don't know, somewhere between 1 and 3. I'll set a time. I haven't yet. I'm thinking 1 o'clock. I used to do just to pick up some daytime people. I told you I haven't been getting that many new people, but I'm in the groups all the time. So I'm only out on the page once a week. So now, just for the summer, I'm doing Palette Knife Tuesdays again. Showing everybody how to use the palette knife. So, what's it, like 3 weeks from now, starting it on Tuesdays. I'll give you a definite time. Of course, you know, I'll post it. I'll probably post it in this group what I'm doing, so you'll know. Hey, Debbie. So, just so you know that I'm going to be doing some different stuff here. And like I said, I'll probably open up the membership again pretty soon here. And it's going to change a little bit because I'm going to kind of do a YouTube combo. Offer you a deal. Because I'm going to list some of those classes are only going to be in the other group, plus some of the YouTube. So, because I have other stuff on there that I had not used. And then I had done things like small studies. I had done like lemons and palette knife, and then one with just paint and brushes. And then I had done like all kinds of other stuff. So that's all unlisted. So that's why I was storing stuff in there anyways. So I'm thinking about adding that on to the group. So you'll get like a bunch of different stuff. So I'll be looking for that too. So you'll get a link. Like I said, you get a link with your email. And you only can get into YouTube with it. Now, the stuff that's unlisted is mostly from this group. So if you go over to YouTube right now, you'll be able to see most of what we've been doing here. This is going to go over there. I have 30 days you have to watch this. And then, you know, like I said, because I'm on so much, I'm getting like, you know, every day. See, so now you got a bunch of cards. It didn't take you that long. See what I mean? And if you do all different colors, every card's going to be a little different. So this one has a lot of green. You could do something like a green sticker. This one has a lot of pink, a little blue with the blue background with the crayon. You could do one with blue. So anyways, guys, so like I said, I'll see you next week. I'm going to announce the winners for the ATC. And 3 weeks, I'm going to start doing the Palette Knife Tuesdays. And I'm also going to do a busted canvas. I don't know if I'm going to do that Thursday or in this group. So that'll be fun. I think I'm going to do a bunny busted canvas. You guys ever seen those? You gotta see, I think it's going to be good. I got it all in my mind. I've been planning. So it should be fun. I bought enough to do one and then show you guys how to do one. So, all right, guys, have a great night. I hope inspiration finds you wherever you go. And make lots and lots of art, guys. And I'll see you later. Thanks for visiting. Always thank you. All right, bye.